Hi, welcome to EV for me. My name is Shane.
My name is Karen.
Welcome to our dining room / kitchen studio here today. This is part 3 in transitioning from a petrol vehicle to an electric vehicle.
Check out our previous videos to give you an insight into our journey so far.
We're just doing a rough vlog here today, and we're just going to go through the guide on how we going to import a 62 kilowatt LEAF from Japan, just JDM stuff. I mean, Kaz, what did you think when I said to you last year before we went to New Zealand, let's test drive an electric vehicle?
I was a bit dubious, but it was fun.
Yeah. And did you enjoy driving the electric vehicle?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Quiet. Very quiet.
Yeah, so, it was a big leap to jump into an electric vehicle in the first instance. But no, it was fun going around New Zealand, and now we're really up to the stage of actually buying an electric vehicle here in Australia. Yeah. So the next question is, why do we want to buy an electric vehicle through the Japanese auction system? Get a JDM or a Japanese domestic market LEAF for two reasons, really.
Oh, can I answer this one?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, go for it.
We want to get in the EV market, but we can't afford them in Australia. Can't afford the price. I mean, they don't have the wattage we want.
Yeah, they don't have the 62 kilowatt LEAF.
That's right. They've only got pitiful 40.
They only have the pitiful 40 kilowatt LEAF.
Yeah.
And of course, Nissan's announced that they're bringing the 62 kilowatt LEAF to Australia.
But they're slackers.
We haven't seen a release date or anything like that. It could be here by Christmas. We have no idea. And look, it's going to be worth about 65. We're guessing around $65,000 brand new.
We don't have that money.
We don't really have that money. But we've managed to win an auction last week, and we managed to pick up a 62 kilowatt LEAF out of Japan with about 12,000 kilometres on it, and we're going to get it here, delivered in Australia.
Cost inclusive, everything
all costs
included.
So we're talking like the auction price, the FOB, which is like the agent fee, shipping,
Compliance.
GST, compliance, yes. Everything, apart from, Rego, we'll sort that out here in Canberra, but, for about $45,000 to $46,000. And this is a trim level X LEAF, so it has the Pro Pilot and all the basic features.
Modern cons.
All the modern cons for a mid-range LEAF. We could have gone for the G1 to have the Pro parking, the automatic parking, but we don't need that, and it's just too slow anyway, and we're just happy with the mid-range LEAF, and that's what makes us happy. Also, if you don't have that $45,000 for a 62 kilowatt Nissan LEAF to import, there are cheaper options out there.
You don't need the 62, you can go for the 40.
40. And the 62 kilowatt will give you that 300 kilometres range, and that's cold, conservative Ks. So that's range on a cold day and being ultra conservative and not just going over the top either.
In real life conditions.
In real life conditions, right. And the 40 kilowatt hour LEAF will get you that 200 Ks, cold conservative Ks yet again. And, it all depends what you can live with. And with a 40 kilowatt LEAF, you can pick those up from the auction system between, about $32,000 and $37,000 landed here in Australia, everything paid. And even if you couldn't afford to go that high, you can go for, if you didn't have the money to go for a ZE1 LEAF, which is the 40 and the 62 kilowatt, you could go for the AZEO LEAF, which is the 30 kilowatt hour battery, and that would give you a range of, I think it's like 110 to 150 kilometres, depending on the condition of the battery.
We were looking at one of those, weren't we?
Yeah, that's what we were originally looking at, yeah. And, and that costs between $18,000 and $21,000, and that's just enough to get you around town. So there are cheaper options out there. So, it's about getting people, everyday people, and it's giving equality to people to just get their rear ends into an EV for a cheaper price. you don't need to go to that Nissan dealer down the road and pay $54,000 for a brand new Nissan LEAF, 40 kilowatt hour LEAF, which gives you the 200k range. Or in the future, when Nissan eventually brings the 62 kilowatt hour LEAF into Australia, you don't have to pay the, I'm assuming, $65,000. There are cheaper options out there. So we started test driving a 40 kilowatt hour ZE1 Nissan LEAF. We did that last year. We went to a Nissan dealership just to have a bit of a drive of one. And what did you think of the ZE1 LEAF?
Yeah, it's a cute car. When I got into it, it got away from me a couple of times. I had very fast pickup to what I was expecting.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad for an EV.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. So the next stop was the next step is we were looking for an importer who imported JDMs, or Japanese domestic market vehicles. And we found three. What were the three, Kaz?
J-Spec Imports,
Yep.
Prestige Motorsport, and Iron Chef Imports.
Yes, and they seem to be the top three in no particular order. And then we had a bit of a chat around the Australian Nissan LEAF forums on the experience that everyone had with all these importers. And they all seem to be pretty well equal. These importers have been doing this for the last 20 years, so they know what they're doing. You know, Prestige Motorsport just suited us.
Stood out for us.
Stood out for us, and it fitted us quite well. And we haven't been paid for this promotion at all. Geoff didn't even send us a coffee cup or a t-shirt. Note to Geoff if you watch this video. And what did you think of Geoff? He was pretty good.
Pretty nice.
So we're nearly halfway through the importing process at the moment. Hopefully the LEAF will go off on the ship in the next 10 days. So
the process so far is pretty good. They take it through it step by step. So.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, and I'm sure the other two as well, being J-Spec Imports and Iron Chef, they're pretty good as well. So, you know, you can go check them out. Now, if importing is not for you, there are other options as well. There's EV co-ops where they actually import a bulk amount of electric vehicles, and one such organisation is a Good Car Company. So have a look at them, and they bring out bulk amounts of EV and try and get some sort of bulk discount. So there's another option there as well.
So they're good if you don't have the confidence to import it on your own.
Yeah. If you haven't got the confidence to import on your own, they are another good option. But it is fairly easy importing. And if you need to know about importing, you can go to various forums. And there's members within that forum who have actually imported before. And they can answer any of your questions, or throw your questions in the comments down below as well. Some of the forums we visited were the Australian LEAF forums. There's a New Zealand LEAF owners forum as well on Facebook. So check those all out, and you know, and they're quite lovely members on that forum. And if you ask, most of them, yeah. And if you ask nicely on those forums about information, they'll be able to guide you in that direction as well. So we signed up with Prestige Motorsport at the end of last year, and we started searching for lease in early 2020, and then the world changed and turned upside down.
Yep.
And the yen went into a bit of a tailspin. So we kind of had to hold off until May, until things kind of settled in Japan and things kind of went back to normal. And then we started to search for Nissan LEAFs again on the auction system. And then we found a white one basically at the end of May. And what did you think of that LEAF, white?
Yeah, I wanted a red one, but white it's pretty cute. The
Yeah.
red one just looked awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we did spot an earlier red one that we lost an auction on. And you've got to expect this. Some auctions you'll win, some auctions you'll lose.
You won't get it the first time.
Yeah, it's just
You gotta be patient.
It's just the roll of the dice. Anyway, we found this LEAF we wanted, and then we contacted Prestige Motorsport, Geoff, and then he came back with a report from the local Japanese agent.
Lots of photos, everything you needed to know.
Lots of photos, state of health of the battery, photos from all different other angles.
Every angle you can imagine.
Yeah, and just the basic auction report. And then we made a decision on what our top bid would be, and we wanted to go to 2.45 million yen at the very top. And we ended up winning the Leaf for 2.425 million yen, which is a pretty good price.
Not too bad.
Yeah, which wasn't too bad. So
apparently there's lots of competition for it too.
Yeah, there's lots of competition
really
in Nagoya. Some Leafs in the previous week went for 2.3 million yens. White is a really popular colour, so we're really lucky to get that Nissan LEAF. And so what happened is we won the auction. The actual Japanese agent quickly went up, bid on the LEAF and won it for us. And then, we just started going through paperwork.
Lots of paperwork.
Yeah, just paperwork, but it was all fairly easy to fill in and things of that nature. So it wasn't too bad. And then we had to transfer money from our bank account to Japan via a transfer agent, OFX, and they were recommended, and they were pretty good. We negotiated with them a little bit because we're transferring for a first time. So you got to remember is when the yen's at a market rate of, I don't know, let's say 73.15, the transfer agent makes his fees on the gap, and we managed to negotiate to 72.8, which is pretty good. That's not too bad. And the transfer fee, the actual transfer agent makes the money on the gap between 73.13 and 72.8. So the market rate and their rate, and that's how they actually make the money. So don't forget to negotiate on your.
Don't be scared to negotiate.
Yeah, on your first transaction with that transfer.
Don't know unless you give it a go.
Yeah, exactly. And it probably saved us, $500 or something of that nature for 30 seconds of quick talking. So that's the way to go. We'll discuss in part 4 how we actually finish off the paperwork and get the car on the ship, and then what happens when we're getting the ship across with the car on board, hopefully, to Port Kembla, and where we go to from there and how we actually move on.
If you want to see more updated posts on our daily progress, go to our Twitter page, EV for me too. Check it out.
Yeah, we couldn't get EV for me as a handle because someone else stole it, which is annoying. So yeah, just put the 2 on the end. As always, leave your comments down below. Subscribe and hit the bell if you want to know when we're uploading a new vlog. Other than that,
see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.